Oh yeah, Phil. Sorry. And Phil.
What I'd like to do, the meeting is open. We've taken roll call. I'd like to talk about the continuation of the public hearing for 186 Maple Street, definitive subdivision, industrial. The extension maybe should go, currently it is 4/10/20, and I think we should push it out until the 23rd of April.
If I may, suggesting just based on what's going on right now, and this being kind of an ongoing thing, perhaps we consider May 14th for continuation.
Jim, that's fine. And I will address that at the end. The whole process I would like to see put in place.
Yep.
Do I have a motion for that continuation?
Jim, am I unmuted?
Yep, you're unmuted.
All right, so I'll move to continue the meeting until, what was the date? May
14th?
May 14th.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor of the motion on the floor to continue the 186 Maple Street subdivision to May 14th, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. The second one is a public hearing for the definitive plan, zoning bylaws, Article 29, downtown residential development overlay. This is the little Barcier development. Again, we would like to push this off. Jim, what do you feel an appropriate date would be?
For this one, I think we could try and do the April 23rd if it's okay with the board, and then if for whatever reason we aren't able to pursue it, then we can continue it again. Well, I would like to do real quick, if I may, just read the public hearing notice, and then we can vote.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So in accordance with the Town of Bellingham subdivision rules and regulations, section 245-10 definitive plan, zoning bylaws, downtown residential development overlay district, and 240-54 stormwater management, the planning board will hold a public hearing on Thursday, March 26, 2020 at 7 p.m. in the Arcan meeting room in the Municipal Center. The applicant, Snowflake LLC, Kevin Loviser, proposed a 118-lot residential subdivision of land containing 114 single-family lots and 4 multi-family lots on 85.6 plus or minus acres between Mill Street and Mechanic Street in Bellingham, shown on Assessor's Map 5113-1, Zone Suburban and Business 1. The plans were prepared by Allen Engineering and Associates, 1 Charles View Road, Suite 2, Hopedale, Mass. 01747. The application and plans may be viewed at the Planning and Zoning Office or Town Clerk's Office in the Municipal Center, 10 Mechanic Street, Bellingham, Mass. During regular Municipal Center business hours. For questions, please contact Town Planner 508-657-2893.
Jim, this is a big development, and I do want public input on this. So it's important that we hear from the public on this. And if we have to push it out due to circumstances beyond our control, is that a possibility?
Yeah, absolutely. So, just so the board's aware, the governor has released legislation that allows for boards to continue meetings technically without the applicant's agreement, though luckily for this, I think for this one, and actually all the projects before us right now, we have agreeable applicants that recognize the circumstances and situation going on. But the governor's language basically states that you can continue to essentially 45 days after the state of emergency has ended. I think for this project, we would like to start getting some of the engineering going, a lot of the peer review, and some of the drainage analysis and all that. So I think we could simply, continue it for, maybe the April 23rd or May 14th, and then reassess at that point.
So potentially the items on the April 23rd would be standard items that may not have a huge impact on the public.
That's right. You could have a simple just overview of the project, just to introduce yourself to the proposal, perhaps.
Okay. Hey, Jim, is he in here?
Pardon me?
You said there was someone in the audience?
Yes, yeah. Mark Allen from Allen Engineering is here if you would like to chime in. But before Mark speaks, may I just have for the record just a motion to open the hearing in a second?
I'll move to open the public hearing.
I'll second that.
All in favor of opening the public hearing, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. And I believe Mark's here and he's unmuted.
Yep. Hi, Mark Allen here. Thanks for having us. We have no problem being continued, obviously, to the April 23rd meeting. I think that might be a good time if we're not virtual. Be best to obviously introduce everybody. If the board isn't comfortable with opening the public hearing and having public input on the 23rd, we don't have a problem going to the first meeting in May. But we just wanted to say hello tonight and understand the situation we're all in. So just one matter of business that I had just a question on is we have a plethora of the green cards. I don't know if we need to drop those off at Jim's office with the, all the public notification that we've done. I don't know what the governor has for protocol with that item.
Yeah. So Mark, we actually have a Dropbox set out up front. So
Okay.
You can put it in a big envelope and mark it for my name. And we have people picking it up daily.
Okay.
So that's not a problem. You can leave it there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mark, thank you very much. Much
Yep.
appreciated.
Yep, you're very welcome.
Do we need a motion to close the public hearing?
Well, first, a motion to continue to a date certain.
I'd like to have a motion to continue this, please.
Jim, what date did you say you wanted to?
April 23rd is so we're gonna certainly cancel the next meeting. April 23rd, I thought we could reassess where we are. May 14th is the following meeting. So, it's up to the board.
All right, I mean, I'm fine with continuing it to April, but I don't want anyone to be precluded from participating in the hearing because they don't know about Zoom or they don't feel comfortable going to the physical meeting.
Yep.
So I think I like the idea of continue it to April to see where we stand, and then if we have to, continue it to May.
Okay.
So that's my motion.
It's a rather long motion there, Counselor.
Amy got it.
He's got it.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you all.
One thing in respects to the actions we've taken tonight, no one's going to jump the line, so to speak, Jim. We're going to push other people back, correct? Based on our new time frame?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to the board ultimately, but yeah, there's some, there are outstanding projects that are in May and others. So yeah, you could certainly, move this one. This one's technically kind of in the first in queue, and then the others are behind it.
So there'll be a queuing system, so to speak.
Yep, yeah, and that's what we're doing with some of the other boards too. I know I've been assisting Board of Health and Conservation and others, and there's, there's a recognition that, we don't want to halt all the permitting, but at the same time, like Brian was just mentioning, making sure that we're not also just bypassing public input. So, yeah. Yep.
Also, can you bring us up to date on the pending A&R?
Yep. So we do have one A&R before us, and let me just pull that up. 1 second. All right, so there is an A&R before us. I don't know if you can see that plan all that well just yet, but let me zoom in for you. So this is the corner of Pine Street and Maple Street. So everyone's aware, you know, an A&R is something that we don't have a ton of purview over it, or not, I shouldn't say purview, but we don't have a lot of control over it. If it meets the standards, it gets its approval one way or the other. And so those standards, I reviewed this plan, they meet the frontage and the lot area, but I did inform them of the circumstances that we have here tonight. So what you see here is the corner of Pine and Maple, and you guys who's driven by this a million times probably recognize what is formerly called Oak Street. It's actually a small driveway right now out on site. This used to be an old garage, the mechanic stuff, workshop back here, and a small single-family house, which is shown right here on the plan, that fronts technically on Maple Street. So the applicant is, I believe, has an agreement on this property. He has done his homework and recognized and found the A&R that subdivided lot 1A and 1. So these are existing lots, 1A and 1, and he found, excuse me, the county record that shows this as a county layout of a road, accepted road, and this lot 2 and 3 is one lot as of right now. And so he has the proper frontage and lot area to subdivide that into from 1 to 2 lots. So the A&R, you know, obviously requires the signature of the board, but if the board doesn't sign it, there's technically a 21-day constructive approval. I've informed them obviously that, you know, the board's not in a position to meet and sign anything, obviously, right now. So I brought it to the board. You know, I can answer any questions to you. It's at the town clerk's office and can be stamped approved after 21 days, but there's no need for the board to, you know, try and risk coming here to sign it.
Jim, what is the land zoned?
Well, this was actually part of the rezoning, so it's a suburban zone now. It was
Okay.
it was industrial.
I have no concerns not signing it.
Jim, do you know what the intention is? Is the intention to develop those 2 lots?
Yeah. Well, so what the applicant has expressed to me is very likely 2 single family, maybe a duplex in there, but that's what his intentions have been to date. Never know.
And would that be before us at a later time?
If it was just a single family or 1 duplex on 80,000, it would not come before any board. There would just be a building permit. But anything further than that would have to come to the board.
And by not signing it, are we waiving anything other than the right to approve it?
Yeah, so essentially in normal times, if we receive this A&R, you know, we would look at it, very likely we would all say, well, it meets all the standards, and we just sign it and move on. And in normal times, if we didn't sign it, it would sit there at the town clerk's office for 21 days, and then on the 22nd day, the applicant would go to the town clerk and request his stamp of approval per Mass General Law, and then get it recorded. So that's really the 2 alternatives. The one thing here that I would note is, again, if there is any, you know, hesitance to this A&R, you can put it on the record. But you know, it does meet all the standards from what I've seen.
So the frontage aspect of it, is the frontage along Maple Street, or is it on the
So for the 2 new lots, the frontage is on Oak Street, which we originally didn't believe that it was there was frontage there. We didn't believe it was a road, because just looking out there today, if you go, you know, drive over there, it's just kind of a gravel path that was beaten by trucks over the years. But he did provide the building inspector with the approved layout of the county road.
So the street technically exists.
It technically exists, yeah. We spoke with the county. They have no intentions of improving it, but it technically exists.
Does the road ever go away? You know what I mean? If the road is never built or hasn't been a road, and I would think for a very long time, if ever, that
Yeah.
just never goes away. You have fictitious frontage on a fictitious road.
So you would have to, similar to what we're doing right now with, I can't think of the name off the top. The road right behind CVS, we have to affirmatively, kind of let it go, basically. But for this one, it wouldn't even be us. It would be the county that would be doing that.
So right now, lot 2 and lot 3 is just one big lot.
Exactly right.
But lot 1, lot 2, and lot 3 are all under common ownership.
That's correct. Well, I believe that's the case. I know technically one person owns it. I don't recall if, how it goes. Potentially there might be a trust in one and trust in another, like that. But so I can't definitively tell you.
But,
Jim, I have no
so
problem.
Yep.
just one other question.
Yeah.
So there's no question that from your point of view or from town council's point of view, that that's an existing road that from which frontage can be gained.
Right.
It's not like a legal question or anything like that.
So yeah, that's what we originally questioned, and we sifted through town council and the building inspector to ask that very question.
Okay. And they
Yeah.
said that's completely okay.
From what they've seen, it looks legitimate. Yes.
Okay.
Jim, do you need a motion?
I mean, I think for this, it would be good since we're not going to actively sign it. Just for the record to say that yes, we saw it and we approved it.
Jim, could I add that if under normal circumstances, we would sign it, but we did have some concern about or at least I did, I don't want to speak for everybody else, about the non-existent road supporting frontage for those lots.
Yeah, we could certainly put some language in the minutes for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that your motion, Brian?
Do we need a motion?
I don't know if a formal motion, it's up to you guys if you want a formal motion or not. I think it would be good for the record.
I'd like to do a formal motion.
All right, so I'll move to approve the A&R subject to the comments I made previously.
I need a second, please.
Second, Phil.
All in favor of the motion on the floor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? That motion passes unanimously. Lastly, Jim, we need to approve the minutes in our packets. Have we all had a chance to look at the minutes?
So I'll move to approve the minutes as written.
Do I have a second?
Second, Phil.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes from our last meeting. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Jim, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So I'll move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Our meeting is over.
Awesome
great
job,
job.
guys.
Thank you, guys and ladies.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I don't like staring at everybody.
Before anybody signs off, just so you know, we're gonna start doing 10 a.m. Kind of public address announcements on our cable access. So if anybody, you can stream in on their website as opposed to if you don't have cable or anything like that. And we're doing 9 a.m. interdepartmental meetings with the Zoom with all the police and fire and Board of Health and everything to keep everyone up to date.
Great. Jim, good job.
Yeah, thank you guys. Great job.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.